Hi, I'm Jasmine Navarro, certified wellbeing expert, working with educational institutions and companies, helping them support their family wellbeing challenges. And as you know, every week I interview different experts who make a difference. And today I'm super excited, after a very, very long time, a few years, to be interviewing Javeria. Hi, Javeria. Thank you so much for coming.
Hi, Jasmine. Thanks for having me. Yes, after a long time, but it's wonderful to be with you always.
I know you too. Can you tell us about yourself and what you do?
Okay, thank you so much for this opportunity. I have my I have very brief introduction. By profession, I'm a mechanical engineer. Okay, my expertise in air conditioned design engineering, and then I established my persona as social entrepreneur. I founded my own social and entrepreneur organization named as Elite Forum in Saudi Arabia in 2013. Then I established as motivational speaker, and then I pursued my optimism diploma, and recently I've authored my first book, You Need You. Working on so many things. uh,
You are. It's amazing all of the work you're doing. I remember when we first met, it was during COVID, wasn't it? But I'm
yes,
really excited about this topic. We've had lots of questions and interest about
yes,
it. So
yes.
you chose Empower Your Mind and the Power of Optimism for today. Can you tell us about that and why you chose it for today?
Because as you asked, optimism actually really helped me in my personal life to overcome many challenges and hurdles. So I thought, why not I became an optimism coach and help other people through my experiences. So before I start about, you will ask me about optimism and everything. Every time I ask from the people that what do you think about optimism, because we have very different concept. Usually people have very
Yeah.
different concept about optimism. Yes. So what do you think about? So well, I will continue with your
Yeah.
definition.
Oh, my definition.
Yes,
Oh,
optimism.
optimism for me, yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like, thinking about, there's a song, a famous song, Always Look on the Bright Side. Um, yeah, it's a famous song. And so, yeah, when I think of optimism, I always think, always look on the bright side, always look on the happy side, the positive side, um, which I don't think is always easy. So so tell us about, I think it's a great topic though, and a great
Yes.
concept. So
Yes.
tell us what it means to you. Yeah, tell us what it means to you and your story, maybe a bit about your story, that where all this came from.
Okay. If I share the story first, uh,
Yes.
then definitely it started when my mother actually had breast cancer in 2021. He, sh- so 2022, she diagnosed with the breast cancer, and she took 1 year. And I saw her in a pain and grief and fighting with this lethal disease. And in 2021, she died. So her dismissal, her departure actually made me so depressed, so
Yeah.
down, so devastated. And during that time, I zoned out myself totally. I cut down my every social relationship. I was not meeting people, and at that
Really.
time, I took help. And my coach, my teacher, actually, she told me that start journaling. And she actually shared this concept, which actually elevated from the hymnology, because I did my optimism diploma from International Institute of Hymnology by Jessica J. Lockhart, and I found this topic very, very relatable. Hymnology, which is the study of the human beings overall. Overall, like for example, if I say life coaching is related to life, professional coaching is for professional, career counselor, psychologist, but hymnology actually science of considering human beings as a whole unit. So
Wow.
so she introduced actually optimism to me, and I applied all those tools which I studied later in the diploma on myself, and it really helped me to be hopeful. So as you mentioned in your definition, that looking always looking the brighter side of the situation, it's not optimism actually, Jasmine. It's a hopefulness. It's an attitude. Okay,
Yeah.
being hopeful is an attitude, but to maintain this attitude, we use optimism as a tool.
Interesting.
Got it?
Interesting.
Like,
Yes.
we cannot be hopeful all the time. We cannot be positive all the time.
No.
Different levels, lower, middle, higher. So optimism actually helps us to maintain these levels through certain tools, through certain.
Oh,
So this is the way we need to understand. We cannot be hopeful, but if you want to be hopeful, you have to maintain this attitude. You use optimism in a way that, okay, first of all, everything will be all right. But how? You have to do something, right? You're just not like staying and just praying to God that something will happen or someone will come and he will or she will change my life. No, you are the master of your destiny and you have to change the circumstances. So this is overall optimism, which is actually introduced by the founder of the optimism, Professor Seligman. Actually, he introduced optimism, and through his concept, optimism is like being hopeful and action. Like if
oh,
you're
I
not
love
if you're not achieving any goals, don't change the goal, change the plan.
Oh, I like that. Very
This
nice.
is the
Yes,
whole
yes.
concept of optimism.
Change the
Actually,
way, change the
change,
path.
change the plan. If plan is failed, this is the difference between optimistic and pessimistic people. Pessimistic people, no, it happened, I cannot do anything in future. But being optimistic person means you have to analyze every negative situation, differently. Because it's very trendy these days, Jasmine. I let me tell you that being positive, being happy all the time, it's a trend, it's a fashion. Like people like positive people who are always talking about positivity. There's in every situation, no, I'm so hopeful, it will. No, suppressing your negativity actually will shatter your self confidence. You're losing your self confidence, from your inside, because you are not looking the loose pole, the weaknesses, the problems in your challenges. So
Yes, it's toxic.
suppressing negativity is not a good idea. I'm telling you.
No,
So
no.
I always
Yeah.
always say to my clients that in every situation, whether it's personal issue or whether a professional hurdle, analyze where were you, you lose your strength. What
Yes.
were your weaknesses?
It's
Yes,
like what
please.
you're saying is, no, thank you so much. What you're saying really makes sense. So basically, you're saying with our emotions, uncomfortable emotions, we need to, yeah, look at them, um, gain knowledge from them, and then continue. I mean, our emotions are there for a reason anyway, aren't they? I mean, so we need to acknowledge them, because that's something I do. I work with emotional well-being, and it's just so important. There's no positive or negative emotions. All emotions are valid, and they all give us something, and we need to seek that something and then move on. So I love what you're saying. I completely agree. So where do we start then? What happens if, we're feeling, you know, so many bad things have happened? And when you have one bad thing after another, you can lose hope, can't you? So what would you say is the first step when somebody's not feeling optimistic at all?
First of all, after every failure, whether it's like you didn't meet any deadline in your personal or professional life, or you have any breakup in a personal life, or any challenge,
Yeah.
as you mentioned, that every emotion is valid. So sadness, failure, negativity, these are all or emotions. Also, we have to celebrate just the way we celebrate any happiness or positivity. Give some time to yourself, please. It's okay to be negative, it's okay to cry, it's okay, to be like, sometimes take a break, reflect. It's reflect, stop and reflect. It's very important. If back to back you are having failures because you are not giving time to yourself to analyze the problems, like you started competing yourself. No, I can do it. Yes, you can do it, but with certain new innovations, with certain new creativity, just give some time to yourself. You don't need to prove anything to anybody.
Oh yeah, I
It's
love that. Yeah,
play.
that's
You
awesome.
have, yeah, you have to understand what do you want from your life. Okay, don't be a part of any race, don't become a part of any race. If someone is achieving, again, then that's their struggles. Every
Yeah.
person has their own struggle, their own scars. Don't compare yourself with anyone.
Oh, I love that. And I love it so much,
Yeah.
Javeria, more than you know. And I think, and that goes for every single area of our lives, doesn't it? Personal life, professional life, family life, like health. Do not compare yourself ever with anyone,
Yes.
ever. Yeah, no, it's so important, so important. Okay, so that's the first step. So stop, reflect, acknowledge, don't compare. And and then what do we do? So we're starting to feel a bit hopeful, you say. So we've got hope. We're feeling hope.
I always said that always why we are, as I mentioned in my talk, that don't become a part of any race. You know,
Oh yeah.
it means
Yeah.
that usually what we do, we work on our weaknesses, which is totally wrong. Always
Oh,
work, always work on your strengths.
hmm. Tell us
God
why.
God has blessed everyone with a unique strength. Jasmine has a unique strength which I cannot have, and what I have, maybe Jasmine cannot have. So it's very important to identify your strengths. So through your strengths, actually, you can do wonders. You can create some different atmosphere around you. This is the first step. Work on your strengths over your weaknesses. I always
What if
say.
we don't know? What if we don't know what our strength is?
Sorry.
What if we don't know our strength?
It which means because we are not spending time with us. We are
Yeah.
all busy to keeping other self happy. We are not
Yeah.
spending time with others. We don't have me time in our lives. We have forgotten our passions because we, at the in our childhood, every kid have a hobby. In your when you go in any costume party, the kids used to be a painter or writer or any unconventional occupations. So, but
Yeah.
what we do when we enter in the practical life, we have to earn money because we have to be our we have to become a money making machine, and for that happens we have lost our passions. So it's okay to, of course, we have to earn money, we have to be like, of course, we have to achieve different luxuries of life. It's okay, it's okay to be, but don't run after the money. Always I say, your passion, your childhood passion actually is your strength. So,
Yeah. I love
so
that.
I always say
It's
my
your passion for a
clients,
reason. Yeah, it's
yeah,
your passion for a
with
reason.
your professional working, please take out some time for your passion, your childhood passion also. After COVID, many people lost their jobs, and then they went towards the entrepreneurship. And entrepreneurship, actually, what is the thing which you find your happiness, your, entrepreneurship, whatever you like, whatever your strength. For example, I like to have writing in my childhood, and I gave up on idea to become an author because I wanted to become a mechanical engineer, because I always wanted to become a, independent and financially independent woman, right?
Yes. Yes.
Right after, when I came Saudi Arabia, and then I explored myself. Actually, when you read my book, You Need You, I mentioned the story of self exploration. So when you explore yourself, you will, on the way of this journey of self actualization, eventually you got to know what are your strengths.
Exactly. Exactly. You
My
have to take
strength,
time.
my strength was a writing. My strength was, like, I want to become a, like, my speaking, my writing, my leadership skills. These were my strengths. I never wanted to become a mechanical engineer. I was not a tech person. I was not a engineer person. I always wanted to be like this, what I'm doing right now. So because life gave me another opportunity and I embraced it.
Wow, that's so interesting. That's so interesting. No, thank you, Javeria. Sorry, we've got a question. Sorry, we've got a question on from Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Thank you for joining us. Um, she says, "What role does optimism play in resilience and emotional well-being?" So,
Okay, resilience means that you are not giving up, right?
yeah,
And
like
this is
difficult
a
things happen and you keep going. You keep
keep
going.
going, but it's not like that. That you are trying again and again with the same approaches,
Oh, yes.
right? It's just an example that two people are hitting a nail in the wall, and one is succeeded in a 1 minute and other one is not succeeded because maybe was a possibility there is a iron column behind the wall, right?
Wow.
But he was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, he had the nail quickly and I'm still struggling. Why? Just analyze the situation. What is wrong with you? You're putting
Wow.
the same effort the other person is putting. So what's the
Yeah.
issue that you are not able to hit the nail in the wall? Because there's an iron column. So that iron column, actually, when you will stay and will analyze the situation, what's the problem, right? So it's all about try again, but every time go with a new strategy, new methodology, analyze the situation. Even you're a personal relationship or a professional, If you're personal, like you're not like you're not understanding the people behaviors, like understand the people behaviors, right? And it's very, very important in every relationship that love yourself. Okay, you cannot make everyone happy, right? And the personal and the professional relationship or professional workplace, resilience will help you to identify, to analyze the new opportunities, new methodologies. Okay, so optimism actually tells us that if you are trying again, every time you have to become innovative. You
Oh,
have
it's
to
so
it's all interconnected, Jasmine.
yeah,
Your hopeful attitude, your optimistic approach to
yes.
situation, right? And focus on the possibilities. Every task have different possibilities to achieve.
Amazing. Oh my God. I love it. Sorry, I love it exactly what you're saying here. But
Yes.
so, for example, so yeah, okay, we're strong, we're resilient, we're optimistic, we're trying something, it's not working. So then we stop, reflect, and you said we analyze and we find a different strategy. How do we do that? What if we don't, how do we analyze it? Like, are there questions we need to ask ourselves? Or like how do we know what is the next thing to try?
First of all, as I mentioned earlier, that every negativity actually, sorry, every positivity actually derived from the negativity. You know, so as
Yeah.
I mentioned, that it's okay to analyze the darker sides of any situation, the negative side of any situation. When you work on the negative side to remove negativity from your life, automatically you're working on the positivity. You don't
Yes.
need
Yeah.
to work on the positivity only. You only work the
Yeah.
negative, remove the negativity from your it's just like decluttering of the negative thought. It's an app analogy. When you're downloading some new apps in your phone, definitely you have to remove the old ones which are not used or which are just
Mm.
taking your space, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like encourage the growth mindset. Come and optimistic people are always work in growth mindset. They not are like only just sitting in a comfort zone and that things
Yeah.
will come to
But,
them. No,
but
optimistic people come forward in the growth zone actually.
true. But
Create these.
what if you're positive? You've got the growth mindset. You know there's another way. There's another
Yes.
way. But what is the other way? How are you going to find the other way?
Reduce you have to be fearless. You have to be
Okay.
risk takers. You have to be risk takers.
Funny
Optimistic
you say
people are
that. This is my key word
yes,
of the year.
yes, you have to be fearless, I'm telling you. If you want to achieve something in your life, you have to be a risk taker. That's why you're in a growth zone. Growth zone is full of challenges and hurdles. All the successful people, if you take the history in the name, everyone gone through difficult challenges. Success is not coming in their plate. They have different scars. So other way is always there. Another way, you need to find it out. And as I mentioned, how you'll find it, it depends on your situation you're facing right now, working on your strengths. Never give up, but with some logical approaches, which are practical approaches, right? And
Yeah.
and it's very important to um, to surround yourself with the positive people. If recently I experienced that sometime when you're emotional, when you are little low, you find a shoulder to cry on, right?
Yes.
And
Definitely.
sometimes when we are sharing our problem with the people, we are like doing some unfiltered words, that did happen to my life, and then start the other people starting judging us on basis on our low moments, and then later they made a they create a persona like we are just like that. So it's not like that you always you need a person in your bad time to share something. Share everything with yourself, because how to perceive in life. Nobody can guide you that, okay, Javeria, this happened to you, now you do this. Because
Yeah.
we know our scars, no? We know our strengths, we know our scars, we know our situations. So it's very important to be practical. Be practical in life, and surround yourself with the positive people who encourages you all the time. Okay, and it's very important to reframe negative thoughts quickly with the positive mind. It's okay, as I mentioned earlier, if you have so much your bombardment of the negative thoughts, then at certain point give yourself some time to overcome those negativity, right? After every failure, after every failed relationship, after every hurdle, and then after that make a chart or something. And whenever you I always give a one chart to my clients, that write down the for example, any situation you did not achieve, or any you're working on some deadline it didn't achieve, just make a points that what was the problems you occurred, you faced, and then
Okay.
quickly replace the negative thought with the positive one. For example, I didn't achieve this deadline. Why? Because maybe I was low in some skill. So just quickly just analyze yourself. Maybe I need some help, maybe I need some collaboration, maybe I need some skill from other people, so I will fulfill this lack of skill. If the problem isn't timing, then make some time chart, time management chart. Urgent, very urgent. So it's all about optimistic.
Yeah.
There are thousands of tools in optimism which can help you to find the other way.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's
Yeah.
brilliant. So asking yourself powerful questions so you can improve
Yes.
yourself and the situation. I absolutely love that. How do you think being optimistic affects relationships and social connections?
Actually, the thing is that the people usually, when we're talking about optimistic optimism, and when we're talking about positive attitude, people think that this person is like he never embraced negativity, right? And if sometimes
Yeah,
we are embracing negativity, people are thinking, starting thinking, oh my god, all the time they are preaching for the positivity, now suddenly they have switched to the negative. Sometimes these are the phases coming in your life. Just celebrate every emotion, because god have incorporated all emotions in the human beings. Now human beings are the unit, the whole complete unit of all kind of emotions: success, failure, happiness, grief, sadness, and everything. I really like that movie, Jasmine, Inside
which
Out,
one?
the first movie.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I've
You
seen
should
both of
watch that
those.
movie. Actually, it's not only for kids. it's it's,
No,
it's complete
exactly.
depiction of emotion, how a girl was fighting, and how a girl is like, how emotions are helping the girl to to face their challenges. So actually we can use our emotions as our
Totally.
strength.
Totally. Sorry about
Yeah.
the like. Everything is about mastering your emotions. It's the most important. I think if you can master your emotions, you can master your whole entire life. So yeah, I completely agree with you. So you're talking about being optimistic. So what happens when you're going through a really difficult time? Um, I know you've mentioned this already, but you're going through a really difficult time. Everything's really uncertain. How can we stay optimistic? I know you mentioned about spending time with ourselves, reflecting. Is there anything else we can do, like any daily habits that you do that keep you being
Yes.
optimistic?
Yes, definitely. First of all, love yourself. It's not selfish. Love yourself. It's not selfish. Because if you will be content, you will be happy from your life, then you will create a positive ambience around your loved ones.
Oh yeah.
So self affirmations, whenever you wake up in the morning, self affirmation: I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. Right? So it's very important to affirm yourself, to embrace the positivity. Like, okay, whatever happened, the day, you cannot control others people, but you can control your emotions, right? So you cannot say that other people will not do it, or other people will do this to me, then I will behave like that, or behave like this. No, you have to be understand that how you can be more productive within the available situation. So self affirmations are very important, right? And sometimes what happens that whenever we are facing any kind of hurdles, we always thinking about that, why this happened to me always, why is happening to me. No, it's
Yeah.
not like that. Everyone is struggling. I'm telling you, everyone is struggling. It's not only you. So don't sympathize yourself, empathize you with yourself. Actually, there is difference between sympathy and empathy.
Yes. Tell us. I
You
know what
have,
it is, but tell us.
yes, don't empathize yourself. Empathize. Empathy means that you are, that this situation has occurred. Now you have to come out from this situation. Know yourself. You know how to come out your situation. And during this situation, it's okay if you're taking any help from any, like, coaches or any other person. you think that this person is reliable and who will understand you and he will not judge you, right? So taking help is okay. So if you are
Yeah,
not like, if you are not feeling good, then take help, clinical help, psychological help, counseling, it's okay. And that counseling, I'm not saying that those counselors should be professional counselors. If you have a good friend, if your husband is very understandable, if you have any sibling, then discuss things with them.
talk
This is
about it.
very
Yeah,
important. Yes. And
don't.
if I talk about professional level, collaborate with other people, right? Master yourself in some skills. So these are the different tips and tools which help us, to utilize optimism, because optimistic means you have to do it. You have to achieve your dreams.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much, Javeria. Okay, we're running out of time, but you've written a book, haven't you? Do you want to tell us a little bit about your book? And
I mentioned actually in my
I
talk.
love the title. I really do like the title.
Yeah,
You need
it's you,
you.
you, this is actually the whole idea of my talk, what I discussed, that you need you. If you will understand yourself, many problems of your life will automatically solve. Because if you understand in which situation how you react, it's very important, right? You cannot control others people action, but you can control your reaction. So in you need you, actually, I it mentioned the
Oh, you got stuck. Oh, are you still there, Gia? Okay, we've got a bit stuck now. We're just talking about Javeria's book that she's written, You Need You. And I think we might have to end the live because we've nearly finished anyway. We'll just wait a minute. But if anyone has any questions or comments, please feel free to share them. I will wait a minute or so for Javeria. And if not, we will end the live because we've got stuck. But luckily it was at the end. But yes, it's been an absolute pleasure talking with Javeria about empowering your mind and the power of optimism. So thank you everybody for listening, and I will see you all next week for the next live. Thank you so much.